Now, are you ready? Welcome back, a new episode of the podcast, Change Your Mind. We will talk about the 6 keys to achievement and delve into each one in detail so that you can accomplish your tasks and succeed in your life. First, as they say, the unresolved past will eventually catch up with you. Rethinking will reveal that the restoration of the interrupted past was merely a mental desire. Therefore, this is not unusual at all. Indeed, if someone looks back on their life, they might discover that this is true for them, particularly if they left something behind with a lot of unanswered questions, or if they were having trouble at one point on a practical or social level to address a particular issue. Bluma Zeigarnik, a Soviet scientist, and her professor Kurt Lewin were among the first to recognize this. Bluma's research, which she named the Zeigarnik effect, demonstrated that people tend to recall interrupted events more vividly than completed tasks. The Zeigarnik effect, how it can help us understand how the mind functions and how it may be used in everyday life to prioritize activities and increase productivity. So focus with me. What the Zeigarnik effect is will be our first explanation. The fundamental idea behind the Zeigarnik effect is that while completed tasks and events stay in a person's memory until they are finished, the human brain is more likely to forget them than incomplete or interrupted ones. According to the Zeigarnik effect, why do we recall some things while forgetting others? In 1927, the scientist Bluma Zeigarnik experimented with this effect by assigning a group of people to complete specified activities at specific times, like putting together puzzle pieces and collecting objects in wooden boxes. She gave them enough time to finish other duties while interfering with part of their work. She then had one-on-one meetings with each participant, asking them specific questions regarding the tasks they had finished. Compared to the details of the tasks they finished, she discovered that they could recall 90% of the details of the ones they couldn't accomplish. According to these findings, a person's motivation to finish a task will cause it to be stored in their memory until it is done, and the prospect of finishing it will provide them the chance to forget it. I'll offer you some instances to show how the Zeigarnik effect affects our daily lives. Exam questions that they did not answer are more likely to stick in their memory than those that they answered. Workers in the service sector are another example. They recall the jobs they have performed but have not been paid for more than those for which they have received compensation. According to a 2017 study in the Journal of Occupational Health Psychology, unfinished work-related chores stick in an employee's mind and cause psychological stress on the weekends, which disrupts sleep. Addressing problems in romantic relationships is another example. As long as neither party fully comprehends and is aware of what is going on in the relationship, tension will persist. The purpose of therapy is to talk about the problems and issues that still exist between the two. After this is done and the faults are acknowledged, the issue will be resolved and forgotten. Each will use the lessons learned to the relationship's development and evolution, or if they decide to part ways, it won't be a dramatic breakup, but rather a turning point in their own lives. A person cannot forget particular memories until they comprehend them and derive all the meanings they contain, as demonstrated by all of the instances given on the Zeigarnik effect. My friend who listens, I'll pose a question to you and pause the audio for a moment to give you time to consider your response. I'd like to hear your response, so please leave it in the video's comment part if you know the answer. Why does putting off or ignoring incomplete tasks make us feel anxious? A person may believe that delaying a challenging task will temporarily alleviate their stress, but this is not the case. Not finishing a task produces mental stress, making it one of the first things they recall. Completed tasks provide a sense of accomplishment, boosting self-esteem and self-confidence. Therefore, stress cannot be eliminated simply by postponing or procrastinating. Frequently, incomplete tasks and procrastination lead to repetitive and unhelpful thought patterns, which can affect sleep, trigger anxiety symptoms, and increase the impact on a person's mental and emotional aspects. Completing tasks successfully boosts confidence and self-esteem, as well as a sense of accomplishment. To be productive and successful, daily and weekly tasks must be planned. At the end of the day, one of the greatest sources of happiness is completing pre-planned tasks. Generally, daily or weekly activities can be divided into 3 categories: self-care, work or study, and leisure. The accomplishment of all the tasks one has planned is due to the fact that there is a balance among them, which is determined by the person's true interest and satisfaction. This is an important psychological tool one needs before making a plan, as it will guide one's choices over time. I hope you will follow my instructions on how to make a list of daily and weekly tasks. I promise you that you will succeed in your endeavors. Number 1. Determine the 3 or 4 primary categories that the intended tasks come within. Are the chores, for instance, associated with job, education, recreation, or self-care? Number 2. Select assignments that you can complete in the time and to the best of your ability. Later on, tension and worry might result from assigning activities that are above a person's capacity. Number 3. Arrange the tasks on the list based on their personal relevance. Then check to see whether they strike a balance. My final point, my listening partner, is that regular application of this process, reviewing assignments and acknowledging one's strengths and weaknesses, all contribute to advancement in this subject. Over time, a person's ability to accomplish as many tasks as possible will grow. This podcast, which is the first of the 6 keys to achievement, will be an essential series for everyone who wants to finish their tasks as quickly as possible. This is the path to success. If you have been with us the whole time, I want to thank you for listening, my buddy. I would appreciate it if you could share your thoughts about the episode in the comments section below. Don't forget to show your friends and family the video and subscribe to the channel.